Third problem is sketch the complete root locus of the system having characteristic equation sq plus 9s square plus ks plus k equal to 0. Here in this problem they are given the characteristic equation directly, not the open loop transfer function, but we need the open loop transfer function in order to find out the roots. The open loop transfer function is g of s into h of s. So here in this term we can take k as a common factor. The remaining value is s plus 1. K into s plus 1. I'll send this whole term to right hand side. It will become k into s plus 1. So by considering this, by using the trial and error method, you can write k into s plus 1 divided by s cube plus 9s square as g of s into h of s. Now, if you want the characteristic equation, what do you mean by characteristic equation? It is 1 plus g of s into h of s. So this is the equation, g of s into h of s, that is equal to 0. So in order to get this characteristic equation, so the characteristic equation is s cube plus 9s square plus ks plus k equal to 0. In order to get this characteristic equation, so I am rearranging it and writing the g of s into h of s term as k into s plus 1 divided by s cube plus 9s square. And also in the denominator function, I can take s square as outside. The remaining values are s plus 9. So s square into s plus 9. This is the open loop transfer function we obtained by using trial and error method. And once you obtain this g of s into h of s, try to calculate 1 plus g of s into h of s. So once you get the same expression as the given characteristic equation, then this open loop transfer function is correct. So you can verify that. After finding this g of s into h of s, you can add 1 to this complete expression. It will become 1 plus k into s plus 1 divided by s square into s plus 9. So 1 into this whole term plus k into s plus 1 equal to 0. So the denominator term will become 0. Then in the numerator, the same s cube plus 9s square plus ks plus k is equal to 0. The whole expression will remain. So this is a valid open loop transfer function. Always while finding the roots for the root locus, keep the given transfer function in open loop transfer function form, not in terms of characteristic equation. Remember that. First step is count the number of poles and zeros from this function. So there is a 0 because in the numerator one pole is present, that is one root is present. That root is minus 1. So total number of zeros, that is total number of roots obtained from the numerator function is minus 1, that is 1. Number of zeros is equal to 1. And the roots obtained from the denominator function are s equal to 0, s equal to 0. There are 2 poles at the origin, that is at 0 there are 2 poles, and s equal to minus 9, there is another pole. So total number of poles are 3. So these are 0, 0 and minus 9. So total number of poles are 3, total number of zeros are 1. So you can locate 2 zeros at the point 0. I already located the poles, that is x indicates the poles. 2 poles are at 0 and another pole is at minus 9. It is already located. And 0, that is minus 1. It should be in the form of circle, that is 0 only at minus 1. So like this you need to locate all the poles and zeros on the S-plane. Breakaway point should exist between minus 1 and minus 9 because there is no distance between these two poles which is at the origin, and also the breakaway point is required only for these two poles, because if you are going to find it whether the branches root locus or not in the next step. So let us see here. There are two poles are there, here 0 is there, here pole is there. So find out which is the root locus branch and which is not the non-root locus branch. If you find any random point in between these two poles are, so there are two number of poles are here. So starting from 0 to -1, it cannot be a root locus branch. So after this, if you find any random point between -1 and -9, -1 and -9, to the right side of this, count the number of zeros and poles. Two poles and one zero is present, that is 3, that is an odd number. So starting from -1 to -9, it is a root locus branch. If the breakaway point want to exist, then it has to be on the root locus branch itself. But in this condition 0 is present, so from -9, this pole is this root locus branch is originating from this pole, as I have indicated like this. So this is the root locus branch. This branch is originating from -9 and ending at -1. So the complete branch is completing here itself, because this is a finite branch. Starting from 9, at -1 it is ending. You got both starting point as well as ending point for this branch. But these two poles are at origin, but you can't find out the breakaway point at origin itself. So the breakaway point for these two poles can be on any other root locus branch, so that these two poles may cross that breakaway point and move away from this breakaway point. Next, total number of root locus branches. How many branches will be there in this current problem, for this current problem? That is, total number of branches will be equal to total number of majority roots. So among poles and zeros, poles are greater, so the number of branches of root locus are 3. Fifth step is total number of asymptotes. Asymptotes are nothing but infinite branches that can be obtained from p minus z, total number of poles minus total number of zeros. So poles are 3, zeros are 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we'll be getting 2 infinite branches of root locus in this problem. So you need to find out 2 different directions of 2 infinite branches. In order to find the direction of these 2 infinite branches, you need to find the angle of asymptotes. So angle of asymptotes can be calculated by theta equal to 2q plus 1 into 180 divided by p minus z, where you can substitute q as 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. But here only 2 angles are required because 2 infinite branches are there. So you can calculate theta 1 and theta 2 by substituting q equal to 0 and q equal to 1. Only 2 asymptotes are there, so 2 angles are enough. That is 90 degree and 270 degree we are getting the direction. One branch will be moving in the direction of 90 degree and another branch will be moving in the direction of 270 degree. And where, starting from where you are indicating the direction of 90 degree and 270 degree, for that to indicate the starting point of the asymptote, you need to find out the centroid by using the equation sum of real parts of the poles minus sum of real part of the zeros divided by p minus z. So real part of the poles are 0, 0, minus 9, all are real, it's real itself, and the real part of the poles are -1. There is no complex pole in the given transfer function for this problem. So you can make use of the poles and zeros as given, divided by p minus z equal to 2, that gives -4. So starting from -4, you'll be having 2 infinite branches directing towards 90 degree and 270 degree angles. You can plot that. 2 poles are at the origin, one zero is present at -1, one pole is present at -9. So centroid is -4, mark that point, and one direction of one branch is towards 90 degree and direction of another branch is towards 270 degree. In the next step, we can find out the breakaway point. So for these poles at the origin cannot be having the breakaway point at the same point. So it can have the breakaway point on any other root locus branch, that is between -1 to -9 in this problem. First, we need to find out the characteristic equation. In the problem itself, they have given the characteristic equation. We can make use of that and separate the k terms here. K equal to s cube minus 9s square divided by s plus 1. So this will be the equation number 1. Differentiate this with respect to s. As it is in the form of p by q, you can differentiate it by division rule. It is denominator square in the denominator. In the numerator, you should consider denominator into differentiation of numerator minus numerator into differentiation of denominator. So that gives, simplify this equation, the whole denominator function will become 0. So numerator function is equal to 0 and multiply this and simplify it. At last you will be getting s into 2s square plus 12s plus 18 equal to 0. Find out the roots for this. So for this s, it is 0, and for the second one we'll be having -3 and -3. Two similar roots will be having. So at 0 you can't be having the breakaway point, that is not valid, and -3, check whether it can be a valid breakaway point or not. So first it must be on the root locus, that is in between -1 and -9 it should be present. So -3 is in between -1 and -9, that is a valid one, and substitute this -3 in the equation number 1 and find out the value of k. If the k value is positive, then it is a valid one. If you substitute -3 in place of this, it is valid. So you can consider -3 as a valid breakaway point. So valid breakaway point is s equal to -3. Next, let us find out the intersection point on imaginary axis. The characteristic equation is already given in the problem. Consider the root array starting from s cube to s power 0. Substitute all the coefficients of the characteristic equation 1, 9, k, k. Find out the next element, 9 into k, 9k minus k, that gives 8k divided by 9. So 8k by 9, 0. So 8k by 9 into k minus 0 is 8k by 9 into k itself divided by 8k by 9. So 8 by 9, 8 by 9 will get cancelled. The remaining value is k. The last element is k. So in order to find out the marginal k value, you need to equate the term with the k to 0. But here if you equate 8k by 9 to 0, you will be getting the marginal value as 0. But system cannot work with a k equal to 0 value. So it is invalid. This indicates that there is no intersection point of the root locus with the imaginary axis. So you can't consider any intersection point on imaginary axis. So we need to leave this step and move on to the next step. As there are no complex poles and zeros, the angle of departure and arrival are not required because all the poles and zeros are real. Next, let us plot the root locus. The two poles are at the origin and one zero is at -1, one pole is at -9 and -4 is the centroid. Starting from here, there are two infinite directions of the asymptotes. These are just direction. This is not a plot of root locus. This is not a plot. You should not consider this as a branch of root locus. This is just a direction. In this direction, the root locus branch should move. Next, which are the breakaway points? -3 is the breakaway point. So before that, we already know that this is a pole. The pole is a starting point and 0 is the ending point. So already these two makes a finite branch of root locus. We know these are not the infinite one, so no need to find out the direction of these two roots. So we can directly connect this pole to this 0. Starting point and ending point both are here itself. So it constitutes a finite root locus branch. So -9 to 1 mark the root locus branch. After that, for these two poles, we need to show the direction of these poles, in which direction they are moving. We need to show that. For that, the breakaway point is -3. This pole should cross this -3 breakaway point and move to any one of this direction, that is 90 degree or 270 degree, and there are no intersection point on j omega axis. It no need to pass this j omega axis. You can directly come to -3 and go to the different directions. As there are two poles, the two branches will be getting from 0. So first one is from 0 to -3 and -3 to 270 degree direction. This is the first branch. And the second infinite branch is from 0 itself, because two poles are present at 0. So that is moving from 0 to -3 and 90 degree direction. After plotting this root locus, you need to mention the direction. So one pole is moving leftwards, crossing -3, it is going towards 270 degree. And the one is, another pole is moving from 0 to -3 and towards 90 degree. And the already plotted one, that is starting point is -9 and ending point is -1. So it is from -9 to -1.